everybody, this is me, Multiplesofnico. Anyways, yeah, I have a huge life update for y'all regarding certain things. I'm talking about cancer and mental illness and therapy and all that fun stuff. So, if you guys want to hear it, go ahead and put your earbuds in or put me in the background on some while you're doing y'all homework or getting prepared to go to school, because some of y'all still going to school, and that's great. But I'm glad I'm not in school, because girl is really not ready to go back to school yet. I am planning to go back to school, but that's a different story for a different video. Or I can put it in this video, who knows. But I will put like time slot so y'all can click on it just in case y'all want to avoid trigger things in y'all life. So that way y'all can like not be triggered by or get bad memories on things. So let's go. Anyways, my cancer. I had a very toxic, demanding relationship. The guy was just pretty much a baby the whole time, and he was trying to control my money and try to really control me. Because even after we broke up, he still wanted to be around me, and I'm like, why are you still around? Like he said, I want everything but the relationship. And I'm like, you don't get everything. Because like we didn't even start as friends. We just started out dating. So I was like, I don't know how to do that. You know? So when I finally told him, hey, I'm not going to keep paying you stuff and not keep supporting you and everything because we're not married, I'm not going to be financially responsible for you. He got mad. I was like, go ahead and get mad. So I was like, deuces. But like during that whole thing, I was bleeding pretty heavily, which I'm not supposed to, because the medicine I'm taking is supposed to stop for me from bleeding. Because the more I bleed, the more I'm at a risk for having my uterus removed. And if you guys know, I am trying to save my uterus, so that way I can have a child of my own. I know there's things like adoption or like, you know, somebody can carry my child for me, but I want to carry my own child. I want to experience childbirth, and I want to do it more than once. So if I can have a healthy uterus that will work with me, things will be great. So that's a struggle that I'm on now. And my ex didn't really care. He was really supportive of the surgery, but he was not really, I don't know, he wasn't really like supportive of me like keeping my uterus. He wanted me to kind of just get rid of it because he didn't want to have kids. So I already knew this relationship was not gonna last, okay? Because I can't be with somebody who doesn't want kids. Because I don't want kids right now, but at least in 2 years, I want a kid. Because I don't want to be an old parent. You know, I'm already kind of crossing that line. I want to have women for I'm at least 35 or around 34, 35, around there. And I want it to be natural, you know. I don't want to go through IVF. I don't want to go through IDUI, which, you know, it's not a big thing. It's just, I don't have the money for that, you know, and if most insurance plans don't cover that, sorry. So I'm like, so but like, yeah, that's what's going on with that. I'm stopping and going, but it's not as bad, really. It's just a lot of spotting, and sometimes when I want to get intimate, it does happen, but it's not a lot, but that's still a concern. So I want to talk to my doctor and see what's going on. And next story is, of course, my ex. Me and him are not seeing eye to eye on nothing, because he's stressed out on trying to find somewhere to stay and try to get his money up and stuff. And I tried getting him a job that's like weekly pay. He didn't want to do that. And I'm like, what more can I do? Because I already told him I didn't want to stay with him. I didn't want to live with him. We won't be to be good as roommates. We won't be to get good together like in anything. And I was really trying to push him away. And then I had come to some money, and he was like all about that, thinking I was going to go to him. And I was like, sir, I need myself taken care of. And he was just really focused on himself, and he was really an a-hole about it. And I was like, if you're not here to really, he had a job, which is going to start like toward the end of this month. I think he already started it. But my thing is, if you're waiting on a job, which is going to start in what, June, July, the end of July, and you got kind of like an interview and kind of got hired around like April or May, why won't you get like another part-time job, work that, get money, and then quit it when you work this other job? That I don't understand. And I don't think he's trying to work because like it's only during like when the students are here, like it's out of college. So like even we're gonna live together, I'll still have to be responsible for him once he's out, when the kids get out officially from college. And he'll be off for Thanksgiving and all that, which is great, but then that's more financial strain and bear on me. And I'm like, if we're not married, then I ain't doing that, because I have very traditional views on relationships. I'm very like old-fashioned. But regarding like working wise, I rather have two people working, not just like one person carrying the load, unless it's like due to sickness or like something like me, that I have this injury, but still I'm gonna work my best so that way I can help this other person and kind of help them out. But I'm not just gonna sit there and depend on one person to kind of like get my dogs food, or like make sure I got gas, or this, that, to the dirt. I'm just kind of like, that's very confusing on why he would do that, but oh well. So I kind of blocked him on everything, and as soon as I blocked him on everything, I felt a lot better. I was going to go to therapy. I was going to therapy when me and him were together, and the lady really noticed a big shift in me, because like when I was going to therapy, I was just very kind of super emotional. I was everywhere. I couldn't really like talk about anything. I was like full on like almost crying here and there. And I didn't really realize the problem was till we broke up. And then my therapist was like, oh my gosh, you sound a lot better. You sound like more alive. And I was like, really? And I was like, oh, it was him. It really wasn't me. But I think like being around certain people like that, they will just like drain you. Like just drain you out of your spirit. Because I really wasn't even acting like my own self. Because I used to hang out with my sister a lot, hang out with other people a lot, and I barely sit up or he wants to be involved. And I was like, I didn't feel him comfortable even like introducing him to my parents or my friends, because he kind of attitude. Because like one of my friends had a baby a couple months ago, or maybe 3-4 months ago, and I was like, hey, let's go see my friend's baby and go see him. He was like, oh, I don't want to go see him. And I'm like, wow, like you want to act like that, but then he want to see my parents. So I was like, no, you're not, because my parents, they will kind of are really ruthless. So if you're kind of like rude like that, they're gonna give it right back to you, or like they'll hold their anger until you leave, and they come at me, and I'm like, whoa, So I've been going to therapy, and that's been really helping me. She did diagnose me. It says that I have depression and I have anxiety officially, and that she was thinking about putting me on medication, which will help me out a lot and help me out through a lot of things that I've been thinking of. And she said I don't really have a lot of self-worth within myself, which I said I really don't have that. She said on the scale of 1 to 10, how much your self-worth? And I was like, I don't think I have any. And she's like, wow. And I was like, well, we're in therapy. I gotta be honest so I can get better. I have not told her my PTSD yet because I don't want to go through that yet. I'm still kind of going on, but I have therapy on August 18th on the phone. I'm doing just phones now because that's how I feel comfortable. I don't like doing therapy in person just because like it makes me like very uncomfortable. But I think eventually I will have to. Um, as you guys can tell, I moved back to my parents' house. It's weird because I've been literally a year on my own, and there's things I do on my own that my parents do differently, and I'm just kind of like, okay. It's just weird to me, you know. Um, but I'm gonna be here and try to get myself together, make sure like I save enough money to move out and then have some on the side, and just make sure that I'm good on a lot of things. Um, so that way, you know, if I want at least 6 months of rent or at least a year of rent. Because the job I'm gonna be working at is like weekly pay. So that will be great for me. You know, I can save money even faster. And plus, I won't have a boyfriend who will suck me dry. So I want to worry about like shilling that money out. Um, Dating. Me and dating are in a weird phase in my life. Um, I I was dating one guy and he was just really weird. He was in was he in Tennessee or something like that? Yeah, he's in Tennessee. And he automatically said he loved me, which was kind of weird. And then he said, yeah, you can move in with me, no problem. And I was like, okay, like I don't even know you that well. But it's like that whole first week he was good. And then like the second week he was just ignoring me. And I was like, no, sir. So I ended up dropping him because I like communication, especially with long distance. And if you can't communicate with me, I don't want you. Okay. Um. So and then my first boyfriend popped in the picture, which he's a great guy, but dating him or just dating him in general, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable dating him because like we do have a rough history and I have not begun to do any forgiveness on that part or any healing. So that's gonna be rough to even do that. Uh, so I don't even know how to even go about that. Um, I met a really nice cool guy. He's only like 3 hours away in Georgia. Um, I'm really feeling him honestly. We've been really connecting and he's been respecting my space because the difference between me that my ex, like anytime we got into an argument or if I just wanted me time, because if people don't know, I'm a huge introvert. I don't like being around somebody 24/7. I want my own space so that way I can kind of chill, listen to music, you know, like I don't need to be around somebody all the time to feel like I'm complete, if that makes sense. Like, if you give me my alone time, I can recharge and actually get back in your face and give you the time that you need. Um, so that was really the biggest thing that I didn't like, and I tried to explain it to him. He didn't really understand, but with this guy, he's just really understanding that. Give me as soon as if I say I'm irritated, I need space, he says okay. And then he lets me contact him and say, hey, I'm ready to talk to you again if you want to, if you have time. But I also noticed that sometimes I'll get mad for like no reason. I want to take it out on him. And I have to like pause myself. Like, why are you really mad? And then I'm kind of like, I don't know. So like when that light comes on, therapy has been really been helping me kind of get that light bulb on, and help me kind of like talk through myself and be like, why are you mad? Why are you upset? What's going on? And this is really just me and my emotions right now. And I'm like, okay, sometimes it is him, but I don't tell it's him. But I'm really feeling this guy, honestly. And he's really great. We went on a date actually, and it felt like it was too short. Like I wanted to continue. um, he's really great, but there's times where I feel really sad for like no reason. So it's like my depression. So I'm not sure how to kind of like handle that or tell him, but it's just a lot. And sometimes like if I watch like baby stuff, like people who are pregnant or giving birth, I kind of get very emotional with that because that's like what I want. And when I tell him that, he's just kind of going it from a different point of view. But like I'm thinking, I just want cuddles, you know. So it's interesting how he reacted to that. Um, Also, I've been losing weight. If you guys can't tell, I went from 250 ish to 212. So I lost like 30 something pounds, 35 pounds, which is really huge for me. And I've been really losing weight. I think it's mostly to the cancer that I've been having because sometimes, like in the beginning, like when I was diagnosed, I didn't want to eat nothing. I had to force myself to eat. If you guys know, I love to eat. I love to eat a lot. So experiencing this and knowing like I only eat so much makes me very mad. But I figured instead of eating all this junk I've been eating, let's just try to get my body right. So I was working out, but I was having a lot of pain in my arm and everything. So I was like, So my arm has been going numb multiple times. And I'm like, that's not good. So I scheduled an appointment for that to get that looked at because that's like serious. And I've been eating a lot of stuff like healthy for me, like nuts, jerky. I will buy a salad tomorrow, hopefully, if I remember. Nuts, jerky, and more nuts. I really haven't bought nothing fresh yet because I'm kind of like, because like when I want something, it's usually a snacky kind of a thing. It's not really nothing like a meal. I can live with snacks for my whole life and be content. And I have popcorn here, which I love popcorn. So, I'm trying to like be under 200 and stay under 200. So hopefully this whole thing will help. And once I get my arm checked out and looked at, I'll be out working out again. But I've been noticing I've been sleeping a little bit later because I've been on the phone talking to somebody. And I just been really waking up really later than I want to. So I set me an alarm today because it's been so hot lately that even working out outside or really working out in that little shed my dad has, you would just pass out because that shed holds a lot of heat. And I don't want to be there working out and then fall out because it ain't that deep. And I could work out here, but I get so distracted in my room because my room's like my comfort zone. So I don't really like get up and like work out in my room, which I could, but I'm like distracted by like Twitch streams and notifications. So, because I do that when I do work out, so that way I can just do that and still multitask. If that makes sense. So yeah, but also I'm starting to go. I'm gonna go to school this time for real, for real. Really haven't decided what I want to do. There's like this program for like, what do you call that? Like how the pharmacy technician is only like $250, down $250 before classes start was like $500. It's not that bad, But hopefully it's like online and not on the computer. Cause it's like, if I mean, hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's online and not in person. Cause I'll be working third shift, so I can't do that. Can't do that in person. There's no way I can stay up. There's no way. And then drive home. Ain't no way. That's why I like that skills I had at the hospital. It was like 4 a.m. Gotta be there. You had to be there at 4. It was 4 to 12. And I had plenty of things to do throughout my day. But if I find like something like that or something that's like really more flexible, because that'll be great. But yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's going on in my life. Anything else, I've been just chilling and just enjoying what I am and who I am. So yeah. Anyways, you guys have a great day. And I'll see you later. Bye.